Hello students, in lecture 23 of mechanics, we study Hamiltonian function and the definition of Lagrangian and Hamiltonian variables, and then the derivation of Hamiltonian equations. So we have the first article here. Prove that for a conservative force system, or conservative force field, H is equal to summation j going from 1 to n pj qj dot minus L, where this pj and qj, they have their usual meaning. Pj is the generalized momentum. Pj stands for the generalized momentum, and qj, the generalized coordinate. So qj dot means the generalized velocity. Okay, so you have to prove this expression that this quantity will be equal to h, and here h is called the Hamiltonian function. In fact, this whole quantity will be equal to some constant, and this constant will be called a function, will be called this Hamiltonian. So in order to prove this, you can see in this expression what are the parameters or the variables are appearing. So accordingly we take our assumptions. Consider a system consisting of n particles. Then of course the generalized coordinates are qj. Maybe the number of coordinates is also n, and you suppose that the number of particles is n, and the number of generalized coordinates to specify the configuration of a particle be q1, q2 and qn. That is why we can say that j, if you are taking qj as the generalized coordinate, then j going from 1 to n. So that is the situation. So the Lagrangian of a function is depends on generalized coordinates, generalized velocities and time t. Now if you take the derivative of L, then you can have del L by del T is equal to del L by del Q1, and here you see this will be dq1 by dt. In fact, this is dq1 by dt, because here the meaning of this is not that there are only three variables. In fact, there are q1, q2 and so on up to q1. These are the generalized coordinates. Then q1 dot, q2 dot and so on up to q1 dot, and then t. So in fact there are these n coordinates are there, and these n coordinates and the function t here. Now you are taking the differentiation with respect to t, so we have del L by del q1, then dq1 by dt. Similarly, del L by del q2, dq2 by dt. So dq2 by dt is q2 dot. Similarly here dq1 by dt is q1 dot, and so on and so forth. So for this we have del L by del q1, q1 dot, and further del L by del q1 dot is there, then q1 double dot will come over here, and similarly del L by del q2 dot, q2 double dot, and so on del L by del q1 dot, q1 dot dot. So this is the situation. So here we can say the value of this function, in fact this is value of dl by dt, and when we are differentiating with respect to t, and this term will appear. In fact, it should be like that, del L by del t corresponding to this thing, and dl by dt will give you this expression. So now if this L does not depends on t, then this comes out to be 0. This comes out to be 0. In that situation, del L by del t, if we write it in compact form, this part can be written like this: del L by del Qj and Qj dot. You put the value j going from 1 to n, you will get these n terms, and further corresponding to these n terms we have this form. So the whole expression can be written as del L by del T equal to this quantity. So this is equation 1. Now from the Lagrangian equation of motion, we know that d by dt del L by del Qj dot minus del L by del Qj is equal to 0. You take this on right hand side and this over here. So in place of del L by del Qj, you can write this quantity in equation number 1 here. Del L by del Qj, in place of this you can write that value d by dt of del L by del Qj. So we get dl by dt equal to this quantity. Now this is basically if we write this del L by del Qj, del L by del Qj dot here d by dt of this and Qj dot minus del L by del Qj dot Qj double dot. We can write it as derivative of Qj dot into del L by del Qj dot. If you open this as a product, derivative of product of two functions, you can again obtain this value. So we can write in this form. So finally what you are getting here you are getting this dl by dt comes out to be equal to this one. You know del L by del Qj dot is in fact Pj. This is Pj. So in place of del L by del Qj you can put here Pj. You can put here Pj, and also L is equal to T minus V. So this is equation 4, this is 5. So if we differentiate this with respect to T, I will do it later. Now we are differentiating this equation 5 partially with respect to Qj dot. What we are getting, del L by del Qj dot is equal to del T by del Qj dot minus del V minus this one. But V is the potential, and potential depends on the coordinates, not on the velocities. So therefore the partial derivative of V with respect to the generalized velocity comes out to be 0. So we are left with only this term. That means we are getting del L by del Qj dot is equal to del T by del Qj dot. Now from equation 3 we have d by dl by dt equal to this quantity, because as I told you here del L by del Qj dot means Pj. So here you can write d by dt Pj Qj dot. So this is value of del dl by dt. Now take this summation on left hand side, the minus of this quantity equal to 0, minus of this quantity equal to 0, and you can take d by dt outside, then we are left with L minus summation j going from 1 to n Pj into Qj dot equal to 0. Now derivative of this whole thing within the bracket is 0. That means this quantity is some constant, and this constant is denoted by h. So you have obtained the expression that h is equal to L minus summation j going from 1 to n Pj into Qj dot. So that is what we wanted to prove. So here h is since we have considered h is constant, so we need to justify it how it should be constant when we are calling it as a function. So you see, in fact value of L is, value of L is T minus V. We are substituting it over here, and this quantity in our earlier lecture we have proved that this quantity is equal to twice of kinetic energy. So that way in place of this if we write 2t, and in place of L if we write T minus V. In fact this is minus L and this is plus. You can see it here, minus L and plus. So therefore this minus L remain as such, minus L we can write here T minus V, and this quantity is 2t. After simplification we get h is equal to T plus V. That means The Hamiltonian function is equal to the sum of kinetic and potential energy. Therefore, physically, the Hamiltonian function represents the total energy of the system. So, in this article, we have obtained the expression for the Hamiltonian function for a system of particles, and that is H is equal to minus L plus summation Pj Qj dot j going from 1 to n. Now the definition of Lagrangian variables. Lagrangian variable shows that how the different equation of motion of system are written if the kinetic potential, yani Lagrangian function L, is equal to this, is known. So in fact Qj, Qj dot and T, these are called the Lagrangian variables. In the same manner, if we talk about Hamiltonian variables, for the basic variables that characterize the state of the system, Hamiltonian proposed the quantities T, Qj and Pj, j going from 1 to n, where Pj are the generalized momenta defined and given by Pj equal to del T by del Qj dot. We shall call these variables T, Qj, Pj as Hamiltonian variables. Now the Hamiltonian variables may be expressed in terms of Lagrangian variables and vice versa. That means the state of the system may be described both as a system of values of Lagrangian variables and a system of values of Hamiltonian variables. So the important thing you need to keep in your mind is that this T, Qj and Pj, these are called the Hamiltonian variables, and Qj, Qj dot and T, these are called the Lagrangian variables. Now we derive the Hamiltonian equation of motion. What are these? So we start with the Lagrangian of a system of particles. Let L equal to Qi. In place of J, you may also use the symbol subscript I, Qi dot and T. Of course, these are the Lagrangian variables. And L, where L depends on T explicitly. This is equation 1. And you know this del L by del Qi dot is equal to Pi. And H equal to, I write suppose Qi, Pi and T. These are in fact the Hamiltonian variables. Now you know the expression for the Hamiltonian is H equal to this thing we have just proved in the last article. Expression for Hamiltonian. Now from 3 we get, if we take the differential of this, we get dH Pi differential of this dQi dot. When you Qi dot is as such, then dPi is there, minus this L, you know L depends on Qi dot and T. So from here we get minus of summation I going from 1 to n, because this Qi does not mean this is only one variable. In fact these are n, I going from 1 to n, Q1, Q2, Q3, Qn, and this is Q1 dot, Q2 dot, Qn up to Qn dot. So as explained earlier, if you take d of L, that d of L will give you this expression, and because t is also there explicitly, so you write minus del L by del T into dt. So now further simplification of this expression will give you Pi dQi dot dPi Qi dot minus this quantity, and we are writing it here in this way. Why? Because you know this del L by del Qi dot means this is Pi. That is why we are writing here Pi dQi dot in place of that. So now we have dH equal to this quantity. Now further, this quantity and this quantity, this is positive and this is negative. These are same, so they may be we can strike out these two quantities. Now we are left with this dpi qi dot minus del L by del qi dqi minus del L by del t dt. This is value of dH. Further, you know the Lagrangian equation of motion in case of conservative forces are d by dt del L by del qi dot minus del L by del qi equal to 0. So as we have done earlier, del L by del q in fact equal to d by dt, and this in fact is pi, and you take derivative with respect to t, it gives you pi dot. So what you are obtaining here, in fact we have obtained that pi dot is equal to del L over del qi. So this is the main point here you have obtained. So we can use it in this expression. So right now this equation is important for you, and then this expression. So in that equation dH, in fact dH is dpi qi dot. Now this del L by del qi, we know that it comes out to be pi dot. So in place of this you are writing pi dot. Pi dot is here, and what else is with this? This is dqi. So here we shall write dqi. So now this is equation 4. Again, you know this h is function of qi, pi and t, and when you find dh from this equation, that comes out to be this one. Similar is the case with L. Exactly in the same manner, dH can be obtained like this. Now you can compare equation 4 and 5, and when you compare equation 4 and 5, we get here del H by del Qi is minus Pi dot del H over del Pi equal to Qi dot, and del H over del T is minus del L over del T. These equations are known as Hamiltonian equation of motion or Hamiltonian canonical equations. Now the special case or the particular case, if time t does not occur explicitly in the expression of h, then del h by del t equal to 0. And the Hamiltonian canonical equation takes this form. One equation is this and second is this. In fact, this is minus pi dot and qi will remain positive here. Qi dot is okay. So now the Hamiltonian equations reduces to this form. So based on these Hamiltonian canonical equations, we can solve certain numerical problems, or we can obtain the equation of motion for a system of particles when the generalized coordinates or generalized velocities are given. You can form the Hamiltonian of the system. You set the Hamiltonian of the system, and then using that you can find the equation of motion. In fact, the Hamiltonian of the system or the Lagrangian of the system, both of these requires the kinetic energy and potential energy. You know, Hamiltonian means T plus V and Lagrangian means T minus V. That means the kinetic energy of a system and the potential energy of a system. These two things are important. And then we can find the equation of motion either using the Hamiltonian or by using the Lagrangian. And as we have discussed, the Hamiltonian coordinates can be converted to the Lagrangian and Lagrangian can be converted to Hamiltonian. Thank you. That's it about this lecture.